What is happening, guys and dolls? Joe Badger here, your money mentor, where we have deep pockets and short arms, and where I help you with my nearly 40 years of experience with investing, business, and finance. What I have for you today is investment ideas for beginners. We're going to cover things like the stock market, real estate, and businesses. Also, if you stick around to the end, we have what you do not want to invest in. That's right, what you want to avoid. And that is very important as well. Whether you have a little bit of money or whether you have a lot to invest, I think you're going to like these ideas a lot. So please like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we have a lot more coming and you do not want to miss out. Investment ideas for beginners, let's go for it. Whether you are new to this sort of thing or you have experience, I know you're going to like these ideas. When I talk about investments, basically I'm just talking about somewhere where you can take your hard-earned money and put it somewhere where it's going to grow over time. And what better place to start with than the stock market? When I was young, we used to put our money in the bank, and the bank would give us 5%, 8%, 10%, and it would grow at no risk at all, as long as we kept it there. And then there were CDs. We would put our money in a CD. We were guaranteed a percentage, let's say 5% or 10% for a certain amount of time, as long as we didn't withdraw it. Those were great. Unfortunately, those days are gone. And to reap any kind of interest on our hard-earned money without watching it go down in value because of inflation, we need to put it in the stock market. If you have some money to work with, you can open up a brokerage account with one of the major brokerage firms. Then you can take that money and invest in individual stocks, individual companies, or other products are mutual funds, index funds, ETFs, and annuities. These are all products and they're very different but similar that if you play your cards right, over time, they're going to grow with compound interest. Now, the stock market is also very complex, so you need to do your homework. You need to continuously research. Nothing's going to happen like magic if you just close your eyes and then wake up years from now and have a huge bank account or a huge stock portfolio. It's something you're going to have to work at. But in the end, it's very worth it. Over the long haul, the stock market is an excellent place to put your money. I mean, it goes up and it goes down, but if you're patient and you do it right, the stock market is a great option to start investing. And you can do that with a little bit of money or a lot of money. Either way, the stock market is an excellent option to consider for places to put your money to grow over time. If we're going to be talking investments, then we have to talk about real estate. Real estate can be very complex, and it's something you definitely want to do over the long term, but there are many different ways to invest in real estate. First of all, the first one is if we go backwards into the stock market, you can actually invest in real estate with a hands-off approach. That is, you can buy a REIT, a real estate investment trust. Now, basically what that is, it's a company that invests in real estate, commercial real estate, like apartment buildings or hospitals or what have you, and it's literally real estate. So if you buy that REIT, you are essentially investing in real estate per se, versus investing in finances or healthcare or tech. You're actually investing in real estate. It's very hands-off. Your idea is to hope that that stock goes up over time. The other ways that you can invest in real estate are a couple of things. One, you can buy a residential property, fix it up and flip it and sell it. Or you can fix it up and rent it out, and hopefully over time your profits are higher than your expenses. And that's key. When you're buying residential property or even commercial property, the buy-in is very crucial. It has to be a very good deal, a very good value, a low price. You want to buy low for sure. Otherwise, all of the complex expenses that are involved in real estate are going to eat you up, whether it's in the short term or the long term. And there are always expenses. And that's why if you're interested in real estate as an investment, make sure you do your homework. There's a lot of details, but it is a great investment. And people who accumulate wealth over time, this is one of the major things that they do is they invest in real estate. Now, keep in mind, big caveat here, as of 2021, we are going through a real estate boom over the entire United States. This is like something I haven't seen before in a long time. There are very, very low interest rates, and it's creating a really crazy environment. Once again, real estate is something to consider if you have some money and time to put into it. And if you want to do it a little more passively, that would be the REIT option. So a couple of different options there as far as real estate goes. I think that one of the coolest things you can do to invest your money and watch it grow over time is to actually invest in a business. Now, there are many ways that you can do this, and you don't always need a lot of money. If you were to watch Shark Tank, you think that you need $1 million to invest in some business and hope that it grows over time. Now, the downside of investing in a business, you really don't know if it's going to go up. You can, in many cases, expect that it's really not going to do well. But when you put your money into a business, somebody else's business, it's kind of in their hands. But it's an interesting thing to do, investing in a business, because what you can do is you can start with very little money. If you knew somebody or if you discovered some resources where people were looking for some angel investors, you can invest as little as $5,000, $1,000, or $50,000, or $500,000. So it depends what kind of money you have and what confidence you have in that business. But investing in businesses is a really cool option. Investing in a business can be very interesting and very lucrative, of course. If you are the entrepreneurial type, then one of the greatest investments that you can make is in your own business. So if you have started a business, whether it's a tiny little business, a small business, the idea is that as you get going and as it grows, you continue to plow the revenues and the growth from your business into the business so that it's a cycle of growth over time. This is one of the greatest things that you can really do. It's an investment in yourself, literally, and it's an investment in your career and your own business, no matter what that business is. And usually it's someone who is an entrepreneur, they have a product or they have a service, whatever it is. Make sure that you do not grow complacent in the business, but instead you look for opportunities to continue to grow, to get more customers, and every year to actually improve the business by investing in it over years. Many, many wealthy people do this, and it's something that grows over time, and it's a great option, especially if you are that type of person who is capable of starting your own business and making it grow over time. This next thing that I want to talk about is extremely important. It is as important as what to invest in, and that is what not to invest in, what to avoid, what you don't want to get into, at least at this point, especially if you're just starting out. Number one is, earlier I was talking about the stock market. Well, in the stock market, when you have a brokerage account, you can invest in CDs, you can invest in bonds, you can invest in triple-E bonds. These are financial products that are no longer viable in this economic environment. They're just not growing. The interest rates aren't there. They're not good. Stay away from bonds. Stay away from CDs. Stay away from triple-E bonds. Another thing that I would suggest you stay away from is Bitcoin. If you're new, Bitcoin is very popular, and there are some people getting rich off of it. I don't really understand it because you can't really value Bitcoin. You can't really put a real value on it, at least not yet, and it's still in the early stages. So stay away from Bitcoin. It's very risky. I would also stay away from Robinhood. Now, Robinhood
has been working out very well for a lot of different people, but they've been having a lot of problems with the SEC. They've been having problems by locking their customers out of their accounts. There's a lot of bugs. I think they're still working out this platform. And in my humble opinion, I would stay away from that right now. And instead, stick with the major brokerage accounts like the Fidelity, the Vanguard, the TD Ameritrade, these kind of well-established brokerage accounts that have been around forever and they're not going anywhere. And they really don't experience these types of problems that a Robinhood app would. Lastly, if you are new to investing, I would stay away from precious metals, and that means things like gold. We hear a lot about gold and silver and copper, and these are basically commodities and precious metals. And if you are going to somehow invest in gold, I would suggest a small percentage of the money that you do have allotted to invest. In other words, you don't ever put all of your eggs in one basket. If you really like gold or precious metals or commodities like gold, silver, and copper, I would put a tiny little bit of your money into it. It's less than 5%, as much as 2%, for example. It's a very complicated thing, and at this point in time, I would stay away from gold. Gold goes up and down like a stock does, but it depends more on decades of movements. So those are a few of the things that I would suggest to stay away from, especially if you're new to this and if you really don't have a deeper understanding of any one of those particular things to invest in.
So I hope that you guys enjoyed all of these investment ideas. I know we kind of only scratched the surface on some of them, but if you think that any of these are a really good fit, I suggest that you dive a little deeper, do a little more research, and hopefully these will be excellent investments for you to put your money into to grow over time. If you like this material, hit the like button. Also, please subscribe to the channel because we have a lot more coming and you do not want to miss out on that. I will see you guys again soon. Until then, Joe Badger is out of here.